an important 3 points. Hard work.
Yeah, tough game. Playing against a really good side. Obviously, they've had a great start to the season themselves this year, and yeah, difficult. You know, it's Champions League, home game. We wanted to start strong and get the win. Obviously, the sending off was a key part, but we still had to dig deep. We still had to keep knocking on the door, and thankfully, Richie popped up with a couple of goals.
Can you put your finger on why it was hard work? And obviously, they make it hard for you, but why you didn't quite get in your flow for 60 minutes?
I think the first half just didn't keep the ball well. I think it was pretty compact. We didn't really concede any chances. But yeah, whenever we won the ball, we was 1 or 2 passes from getting in behind, but we just kept losing it. Second half, we was better. Obviously, when you're playing against 10 men, it's a bit more difficult because they drop off and close the space. But like I said, we kept knocking on the door, put some good crosses in. Yeah, 2-0, good result.
And I think one of those crosses came from you, Ivan, for Richarlison's header.
Yeah, but we should do better from the first minute. I think we were we were a little bit nervous in the first half, especially with the ball. But on other side, we defend well and we keep a clean sheet behind, and we have to keep going. Do it a little bit better with the ball. But like Harry said, it was a little bit easier 11 against 10, and we did well last half an hour.
It's interesting you say a little bit nervous. A lot of experienced players in your team, but maybe just coming back to the big competition, it's just that little bit of a feeling.
Yeah, but we signed a lot of new players. You know, we need some time, especially in Champions League. You know, it's a different style. Marseille is a really good team, but like I said, we have to continue like this, and we are on a good way.
Yeah, and of course the schedule is pretty relentless. I think Manchester City at the weekend, and then Sporting away next week. So nice in terms of the group just to get that foothold.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important in the Champions League to start well. And we've done that home game especially. We need to get the 3 points. So delighted we have. Yeah, we've got a busy next 5 days or so. Obviously going away to City and then travelling to Lisbon. So yeah, recover well now. Enjoy the win, but yeah, full focus on Saturday.
Do you remember your first goal for Tottenham? Obviously, it's meant a lot to Richarlison to get his first couple tonight.
Yeah, of course. A long time ago now, but Richie's been great since he's come in, trained really hard, waited for his opportunities, and played well whenever he's had them. So he's a real threat with the ball, and great couple of headers there today.
Competition for places is a good thing.
For sure, for sure.
Thank you, boys.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Well, they were both really honest in that interview, weren't they? They both said it wasn't the best performance. They know that. The fans know that. We know that. But the main thing is they bagged the 3 points. They scored the 2 goals. They kept a clean sheet.
Yeah, absolutely right. They know I think they've really only hit the rails running against Fulham. Yeah. All season I've watched them, and there's so much more to come from this group of players. There really is. But it's a great sign to get draws away from home, not playing so well, and winning games that when you don't play at your very best. It's something that this club, over many years, even when I was playing, we didn't do many times. That were the better teams when we went out, didn't play great every game, pick up the points. But there's a big period in this club's history where they play well, they win well. But this group of players and Conte has really got them believing that we don't have to play at our very best to win, and they're doing it.
And Perisic actually said it in the interview just then. He said there's something different about playing in the Champions League, and it is different. We've seen them in the Premier League this season. As Glenn said, they were really good against Fulham, but there is a different feeling when it's a Champions League night.
Well, it looked like they felt like that from the start because they were quite deep, they were quite passive. You wouldn't say negative, but they gave Marseille the initiative, who dominated the ball. So I think maybe they felt that they're nervous. Obviously, they work hard to get here. But in these games, the margins are so fine. You need some key players to win games. Now they have it with Son and Kane, and Richarlison was the guy today. It wasn't vintage, but I don't think it always has to be in the Champions League. And
I always feel like with Spurs this season, we're not just talking about Harry Kane and Son, and we certainly aren't talking because the night belonged to Richarlison. Talk us through his opening goal, Crouchy.
Yeah, he certainly did. I think, 2 great headers, weren't they? I think it was the couple of bits of quality that was needed. Yeah, nice move. I think it was. It went down into the right-hand side. I think it was Perisic who just cuts inside with it and just his right foot. It's a lovely ball, and it's a lovely bit of movement actually from Richarlison. I'm not sure if the keeper should potentially do better. If you keep your eye on Richarlison here, he just backs away from the defender, gets the space, and gets enough power on the header. So fantastic.
Should the keeper have done better there?
I think the keeper should do better, but the little bit of movement, Davis, this is when you're playing against 10 men. It's a great, powerful header, it really is, but the keeper should be saving that. It was the little run that Davis makes into the box. And when you're playing against 10, there was no cover. if that was 11v11, there'd have been somebody inside blocking Perisic's cross. But because Davis made the run, a player had to go with him that creates that extra bit of space. That's what you've got to do when you're playing against 10 men. They finally did it, but it was a long time coming. You know, it was a bit frustrating tonight. But wonderful header.
We said before the game about Perisic that Conte likes people to be able to beat somebody 1v1. He's left-footed. You know, most people will go with the left there, but he comes inside on his right because he's just as comfortable. You know, that little bit of quality just makes a difference. It's a different angle, but I think that's what Conte sees in those wide players. And Perisic thought that ball really changed the game.
What about Richarlison's second goal then? We loved the reaction, didn't we? It was a beautiful moment seeing him celebrate with his family.
Well, I mean, we said before the game, he's good in the air. He's really, really good in the air. And not because he's the biggest, he just has great timing. I mean, I wasn't a centre forward. I don't know what it's like to head a ball at this crouchy, but that is impressive.
That's a great header, it really is. I mean, this was the more impressive out of the two headers, you know, because he's blindsided. It's actually almost off the back of his head, if you know what I mean. But he means every single moment of that, and he puts everything into it. He just leans on the defender. Might say it's a foul. It's just a little bit of a lean on him, and an unbelievable header. But great ball from Højbjerg, I have to say as well. It was.
And there's that celebration we were just talking about. And I just wonder, look, I might be getting ahead of myself here, Glenn, thinking about Manchester City already. I know we have to let them enjoy this moment, but is it a no-brainer that he starts against City at the weekend?
Oh, that's a different game. They go up to City. They know they can turn City over. They beat them twice last year, home and away. Here, Conte will sit down with his staff, and playing against Man City is not, no disrespect to Marseille, it's at home. You're going up to the Etihad. It's a tough ask. So at the end of the day, he'll pick a team to go there and specifically get that result. It won't be, well, let's start again. Richarlison might actually go on the bench.
Which front three would you pick?
Kulusevski, for me, needs to play against Man City. Whether he leaves, the big question is, Son wasn't at his best again tonight. He needs a goal. Once he gets a goal, he'll be fine. He might even look to put Richarlison on that left-hand side. It's very tough to bring somebody out of the team who's just scored 2 goals. Son might need that little bit of coming in. Sometimes when you're in bad form, you come out of the team and you look from the... You're not happy, but you look from the side, you look from the subs bench. It's almost like the chains come off you. And then when you get your chance again, you're starting afresh. And maybe Son just needs that. He's trying so hard, probably too hard.
Yeah, against Man City, I think Son's pace on the counter-attack it could be crucial.
Absolutely. But
the thing is, Kulusevski gets him up the pitch as well, doesn't he? You know, in possession.
Yeah. So it was a big call if he leaves Richarlison on the bench. So either way, he's got a conundrum, but it's a nice conundrum.
It is.
You know, when you've got choices. And that's what he's got here at Tottenham. They haven't had that. Good choices, strong choices for a long time here. You know, probably since Pochettino came, the squad. I think the squad's deeper now than it was then.
Yeah.
Maybe not the 11 yet, but you know, he's got great options.
Well, other than the 2 goals that we witnessed tonight, the key moment and the turning point was the red card, wasn't it? Because after that, Tottenham managed to find their rhythm. But there's no doubt that this was a red card.
Yeah, look, it's just poor defending from Chancellor Mbemba. Just stay on your feet, don't dive in. Son, we know how good he is in these spaces. He just gets there quicker.
I felt for Son there. You see how he's desperately trying to stay on his feet for his goal because he knows he's got the touch. He knows he's through. If you see he goes down, tries to get back up because you know he's so desperate, isn't he? Yeah, defensive-wise, I mean, you just can't dive in like that. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it cost his team completely because that was the turning point. You know, from then on,
they were comfortable.
They were comfortable. They were.
The thing is, you have a hot head, don't you? To do from there. Even if he goes by him and he can't catch him, you're back to your goalkeeper to make the save, you know. But to go down to 10 men was the difference. If it stayed 11v11, they might have got their draw that they come for, you know. So it's a big call, but it's easy to sit here and say that. It's having that train of thought in that moment, that split second. You think, well, I can't get him. I'm going to bring him down. I'm on risk. I'll back my goalkeeper. But that happens in split seconds in the heat of a moment. So... from Tottenham's point of view, I'm glad he tried to make the tackle.
And of course, Crouchy, when all is said and done, whether the performance wasn't quite there or not, the fans will be delighted to have Champions League football back in this magnificent stadium and to kickstart the campaign with the win.
Yeah, listen, it's a win, it's 3 points.
We move on, right?
I think that's what it is. It's one of those because the way they started the game, I couldn't understand it at all. The way they started the game, it was like they were the away team. It was like 38% possession in the first half. You think the crowd was so up for it before the game, and the performance in the first half sort of killed that a bit. And you just think, why have they done that? You know, get some some impetus, you know, get the crowd behind you, get some shots on target and get after people. I couldn't understand the way they set it up, but they got the result. Let's not be negative.
It is indeed job done for Spurs, and we are going to take a break, after which we'll bring you